Live from Radio Row in Phoenix, Arizona, Armen Levack.
Bills running back Fred Jackson sitting down at the table with us, all thanks to Toyota. Hashtag Armen Levack SB49. I sent out an Instagram photo of him earlier. All right, Fred, let's get to it, baby. We need you in Buffalo as long as you can be there. We're in Albany, New York. We love us some Buffalo Bills. How much more gas do you have in the tank, my friend?
I got at least 3 years left.
Really?
At least 3.
Really?
They do a tremendous job, especially with the offense that we got coming in. We're going to do a great job of getting, somebody to come in and share that load. I got Bryce Brown and Boobie Dixon there, and they'll help take some of that pound off of me and definitely prolong my career.
Does it look like CJ's on his way out?
I don't know. I want him to be in the equation, but I don't want to say that he is without him telling us that he is. He's a tremendous asset to us. He brings a lot to the table, and we would definitely love to have him back.
When you say you have 3 years left, do you know how you know? Do you know how you're going to know when that day when you wake up and go, God bless America, I cannot do this anymore?
Oh, yeah.
Or do you believe in yourself that you're going to be able to know that?
I do.
Not that everybody's had that trouble with Brett Favre.
It's one of those things. When I wake up, I'll wake up and just be like, I can't do this anymore. And for me, those 3 years, I want to be out there competing, doing what I've been doing. If I wake up one morning and I look at film and I'm just like, man, I'm out there stinking it up, I'll tell myself, it's time to let go and not to go out like that. So, I want to get 3 years in, and I feel like I can do that, but I'll definitely do. I'll bow out gracefully if I feel like I'm not helping my team.
Okay. It's funny that most running backs, 30 is the limit. Once you hit 30, it's all done. Every Buffalo reporter we've talked to, when we said, all right, is Fred Jackson healthy? Is he ready to come back this season? Well, Fred says he is. Well, what's that mean? I've learned to never doubt Fred Jackson. That's what we hear from everybody. Yeah. So when you say 3 more years, I've got to say, all right, 22's in that backfield for 3 more years.
Yeah, and that is what I'm going to make happen. Like I said, it's not like I'm out there taking 30, 35 carries every time. I got tremendous, running mates out there helping me do that. And with that being done, I definitely see myself being out there competing for another 3 years.
Well, you were hurt this year. We had guys coming on all the time and telling us, Fred Jackson finds a way to get back. He's going to play. He's going to find a way to get back. What do you do? What have you done to get that reputation? Obviously, you've minimized the time that you're off the field, and when they say you're going to be out 4 to 6 weeks, you're on that lower half, you're closer to the 4, or you're less than the 4. Yeah. But what do you do? What physically do you do to get back so quick?
I wish I could tell you it was a secret jutsu or something.
Yeah, can you pick it up at CVS or something?
I know, right? That would be great. But it's, I got to give credit to our strength and conditioning and our trainers. They do a tremendous job figuring out what it is that helps me. Whatever it is they try, if I say this helps, they stick with it. If I say, I don't feel like this is doing anything for me, they throw it out. Most guys you find are stubborn, and they'll continue to try and poke one thing at you and say this is going to help you, and they listen to you. If you tell them it's not working, they'll go on to the next thing. And I've had tremendous luck with that. They've done a tremendous job, minimizing whatever recovery time I'm supposed to have and getting it on the shorter end of that spectrum.
Fred, you've been a bright spot, a leader on the team. A year ago, we don't even know if the Bills are staying in Buffalo. Marone walks out, Rex walks in. How different is this season to prepare for you guys?
Man, it's one of those things where we had a lot thrown at us, but we did some tremendous things last year, and we want to build on that. We don't want to focus on the negative things that have happened to us. And, Coach Marone leaving. We want to focus on, we got a guy coming in here who wants to be here. He chose to come to Buffalo. He had other opportunities, but he chose to come to Buffalo. We want to pay for him, play for him, pick up where we left off, and get this thing turned around. He's a guy that knows how to win. He's beat Belichick before. He's gotten the AFC Championship games. So we just got to build off of that, and that's what guys are focusing on, and that's what we got to do to get this thing turned around.
What's your communication been like with Rex Ryan thus far?
Not too much.
Yeah.
It's one of those things where he's been busy doing stuff down at the Senior Bowl and things like that. We couldn't really have that much communication with, rules of tampering and things like that. So, but once I get that opportunity to talk to him, I can't wait to sit down with him, tell him, ask him what it is I need to do to be a part of this team and what plays it is he expects me to work on and things like where he expects me to be in this offense. I'm looking forward to that conversation and doing what it is that I can to be a part of this team.
Well, he has already said. Fred Jackson, by the way, Bills running back, joining us all thanks to Toyota, and we'll get to that in a few minutes. Very thankful to have Fred here with us today. Radio Row, Phoenix, Arizona, Armen and Levack, 104.5 The Team, hashtag Armen Levack, SB49. Rex Ryan has been very frank, saying, hey, look, we are going to fill the backfield with running backs. We're going to run the football. I think he said we're going to pound it down their throat. We're going to make the other team aware of that. As a running back, when you're hearing Rex Ryan in his opening press conference make that statement, are you just licking your Fred Jackson chops?
Without a doubt. It's what you love to hear as a running back. You get to set the tone going into a game and going into a season. The coach is saying we're going to lean on our running backs to get this job done. That's what you love to hear. You want to hear you're going to run the ball at a team and force them to try and stop it. It puts all the pressure on you, and that's what I'm built for. I'm built for, putting that on my shoulders. I know we got everybody, like I said, everybody else in that locker room with me, Boobie Dixon, Bryce Brown, CJ, if we're fortunate enough to get him back. That's stuff that we love to hear, and we want to make this thing go through us.
Now, a lot's been made of the trade last year that got you guys Sammy Watkins. As somebody who's on the field, was the trade worth it to bring in Sammy? Without
a doubt. He is a tremendous athlete, a tremendous player, made some great plays for us this year, and he's only going to get better, and you get a consistent person at quarterback for him, somebody that he can learn from. He had Robert Woods played outstanding across from him, and you get those two to continue to just get better together. I think they just become more valuable assets.
You mentioned consistent quarterback. Whenever you guys were, I say you guys, I'm stereotyping the entire locker room, but the locker room seemed behind E.J. Manuel. Then when Kyle Orton was the starting quarterback, the locker room seemed, there were some comments out of the locker room about how it's nice to have a veteran presence, somebody who's been doing this a long time. We have more confidence in someone, when we look him in the eyes, he's been there, he's done that. Where is the confidence level amongst the other players on the team, on the offense, with E.J. Manuel?
We believe in E.J. We believed in Kyle. And just like whoever's back there, we're going to believe in the coach. We feel like the coach is going to put whoever back there that gives us a chance to win. E.J. had an opportunity, to sit back and learn from a veteran guy. He's got to be motivated. To have a starting job taken from you, that's got to motivate anybody.
Right.
He's ready to come in. I seen him talking to Schwartzy after practice. I seen him talking to different positions, learning, getting tutelage that's going to be very valuable to him next year. And anytime you got a guy that's motivated, that learned from a guy that was a veteran, that talk to defensive coordinators, other position coaches, other position players, and try and figure out what it is they're thinking, I think it gives him a great opportunity to come in and be that guy for us. Whoever they decide to bring in, there's going to be competition. They said that they're going to bring somebody in. I like him to go out there and compete and try and win that job.
All right, Fred, I got to ask you a hard-hitting question. Camp comes up. Do you have a garbage plate? Have you ever had one? Can you do it?
I've had many a garbage plates. It's one of those things. I can't tell my strength and conditioning coaches that, but
all right, it's just us. There's nobody listening.
Nobody listens. Trust me. Don't worry about that.
I eat them, whenever I get an opportunity to.
I mean, they are quite simply amazing. Obviously, I eat more of them than you do, based on how our physiques are built. But I'm glad you admit it, because I love. You have been the embodiment of what Buffalo football has been in my mind. You've been the guy. You're a worker. You get out there. You get on the field. What has it meant to you to be part of that Buffalo community?
Love it. Love every minute of it, and that's one of the things that I'm most proud of. I got asked earlier about being able to have next year will be my 10th season, counting my practice squad year, and if I'm fortunate enough to still be in Buffalo, I said that's always the goal, and that's not always attained by everybody, to go in and play somewhere for 10 years. And to have it be in Buffalo is something that's really special. I try to get out in the community, do as much community work as possible, go visit as many, schools as possible, and hang out with everybody, because, without those guys motivating us on the football field, I wouldn't be where I am today. So, it's a very mutual, respect that that I have for them that they have for me.
Fred Jackson, Bills running back with Armen Levack on 104.5 The Team. Today, the headline around the country is Marshawn Lynch and using one line when he talks to the media. Should a player in the NFL, and of course Marshawn at your same position, should you guys be forced to speak to the media the way you are, the way the NFL makes you talk to the media?
I don't think so. I don't, because I think some guys, it just makes them uncomfortable. They're not comfortable. When you walk in and you see a massive crowd of cameras that walk up to you and you're mandated to do that, I don't think that that's fair by any means. I understand that they can say that, we want this to be part of this is in your job description when you sign that contract. But not everybody, can answer questions the way that they need to or can or speak the way that they need to. And I think it's wrong for us to base what some guys like a Tom Brady or Peyton Manning, how well they speak, and say that everybody in the league should be able to do that. So Marshawn is Marshawn. He's not gonna give in and do stuff. He's gonna come in and he's gonna sit down in front of a microphone and say, "I'm here so I don't get fined."
Yeah.
And keep it real. You know.
Today he said, "You know why I'm here." He said it over and over for 5 minutes, and it was out. Yeah.
That's it. You know, and Marshawn is a great football player, and I think that's what he should be based on. I think it should be based on this guy shows up, busts his butt. Everybody in that locker room loves him, loves playing with him. He's going to leave everything out on the line, and that's all you can ask of him.
Now, you shared the backfield with Marshawn. What makes him so different?
Marshawn I remember when Marshawn was with us, we talked about it all the time. We said, why do we feel like crap on Mondays? We got to do something to make sure defenses feel the same way we do. And that's what he brings to the table every time he's on the field. He wants to punish somebody and make their jobs miserable, so when they go in Monday, like, ooh, we just played against Marshawn Lynch. And I think that's what he tries to do, and you see the way he plays on Sundays, and it comes out.
He's just a strange man, isn't he?
He's a great guy.
No disrespect, but he's a strange guy.
Oh, yeah. He is. I tell him all the time he's off.
Right.
I just got through texting him. He said he was on his way to practice, and I told him, I'll talk to you tonight. I'm trying to go out to dinner with him tonight. He's trying to see if he has some free time, but he is a strange dude. I love him to death, and he's just like a brother.
That's awesome. Fred Jackson of the Buffalo Bills with us today on Radio Row in Phoenix, Arizona. # Armen Levack, SB49. And Fred, tell us what you're doing. You're teaming up with Toyota.
Oh, yeah. We're talking about what it means to be a bold dad or an all-star dad. And I'm talking with guys like myself, with LeVar Arrington, Kurt Warner. We're saying, what we think it is to be a bold dad or an all-star dad. We got commercials for the Super Bowl that are going to be playing. My son had an opportunity to be a part of it, and he absolutely loved it. It's about being where your son is trying to emulate everything you do, so you want to make sure you're being the best dad that you can be for him to follow. And we're telling people to tweet using the # bold dad, what it means to be a bold dad. Send in images. Check out Toyota's YouTube page. They're putting videos up of commercials and things like that. So I'm excited to be a part of it. I know the best thing that ever happened to me was to become a father.
Well, one last thing. We're trying to revive the five. Not enough people high five anymore. Can I get a high five?
Man, without a doubt.
Woo! Yeah. Very nice, baby. And hey, look, Levack as a divorced single father. He has an 11-year-old daughter. I have a 2.5-year-old. I have another daughter on the way. I think it's a daughter. He
doesn't know anything yet.
We did the Intelligender. We did the ring test. I think it's going to be a girl.
Yeah, he called the witch doctor.
Yeah. Hey, man, told me what to do. She said. Anyway.
Oh God.
So we respect. That's really cool. And is that something that did you go to Toyota about that, or did they come to you and you go, man, this is so cool. This is what I'm about?
They came to me, and I think it had something to do with the way that I am with my kids on social media. I try to, show what it's like to be how much I think it's cool to be a dad, and hang out with them. And they came to me, and I said I was absolutely on board with it.
Beautiful. Fred Jackson, Bills running back, thanks for spending the last 15 minutes with us. And by the way, you went to Arlington Lamar High School in Texas. I went to Mansfield. Go Tigers, beat those Vikings, baby.
Not happening.
Go beat those Vikings, baby.
You're going to be the third guy who wants to punch him at the table today.
Yeah.
You'll see it when we beat him again next year.
I have a way with people. At Fred22Jackson, correct?
Yep.
On Twitter, at Fred22Jackson. Fred, you the man. So many Bills fans back in Albany, man. Right. They freaking love you. Keep doing what you're doing. Thank you.
Man, I appreciate it. Thanks for having me on, fellas.
Armen Levack, 104.5 The Team.